Gentlemen, welcome back. We are going to go and do a coaching session with Tom Noakesy. Now, I am going to bombard him with a lot of questions today. I kind of gave him a heads up on it. So, I know some people can't, they get all kind of like, hey, I asked too many questions, but I'm starting to figure some shit out. And so, I have a lot of things to thinking. And so, I don't have an idle mind. It's always thinking. So, it's dangerous when I'm thinking. Anyway, so he should be here in about 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to do a warm-up of 2 laps. So this way we don't have to waste time. Or, he doesn't have to waste time with me warming up my tires. Kind of get a groove going on here. And then we'll go from there. Oh, shoot. You know what I got to do? I got to go live. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see. Go live. Screen. Boom. Boom. There we go. Look at that, man. On my screen it shows... I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's why, dumbass. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. It does show my thing. Perfect. Okay. Nope, don't want first, but we're gonna go first with cold tires. Boy, that looked like shit. Look at how crappy that looks, man. Jeez and crow. You gotta hold the threshold, Gabe. Okay, just start any minute now. No, see? Oh, it's almost there. You get right on the slip, and then you gotta mess with it. I guess it's good that I'm over-rotating. I just can't. Now, I guess I'd rather learn to go back from over-rotating to under-rotating. But maybe I'm not even over-rotating. Maybe I'm just messing it up. Fucking shit. Okay. See, look at that brake trace. It's just shit, dude. That means I can brake later and brake firmer. It's just shit. It's shite, mate. It's shite. That's violent. Nope. I hit it. Oh, that's on an X. Okay.
Roll car ahead. We have a car stopped on the right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Tom.
I can't hear you if you can hear me. Give me 1 second. I think I know.
Okay.
There's problems on mine. Give me a minute.
They say you cut the cord. You have to slow down and give up the time gained.
No shit, huh? I gotta take that off.
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can.
Hey, there we go. Right,
Yep.
I fixed it. How's
Okay.
it going?
Good, good.
Nice.
So I already bombarded you a lot and thing, but I was like, there's a lot to ask because I feel like
Yeah, that's fine.
I've grown, or not grown. I'm understanding crap. Now it's just kind of, I guess, reining it in. So
Yes, I'm working out what is like the important stuff and what isn't so much. Yeah.
yeah, yep, yes, right, yep.
No, so yeah, from my side, all good. Like, dump as much stuff in the chat as you want whenever you want to, and we can always just tackle it in the coaching sessions, even if I can't tackle it all.
Right, that's what I was going to tell you. Don't worry about if we don't, because I hit you with a lot.
Yeah, no, all good, all good.
Okay.
I'm gonna load into this session. Do you want to hit me with like the like I guess pre-driving stuff now, while I'm loading in,
Yep.
and then yeah, if you want to pull up the chat and like have that as your reference to go off of, so you don't miss anything out.
Okay.
But up to you. However
Yep.
you want
Nope.
to tackle
That's
it.
good. And then so yeah, so I think I have there's two different sounds. There's a tire screeching of you pushing the tires too far, and then there's like it's almost like a dirty wind sound, like I don't know how to put it. And that thing, that's the edge. Because there is two different sounds. So I've been really trying to focus on it when I'm like, hey, okay. And when you have the right amount of speed in there, you kind of get it. And now when I have it, I over rotate, and now I'm starting to spin because I want to see where I go now. So it's the weirdest thing. Like I said to you, I've never thought I'd ever say I think I'm over rotating, but
Yeah.
I think I'm over rotating. So I'm like, okay. And then so I'm learning that, but I'm falling back on the basic like skill set. Like I feel like my brake trace is shit again, but it's weird because I feel like I'm faster and I have more control of the car. But but under braking, like I think I'm missing my points because of it. So when you look at it, you're like, hey, it's wrong. But so it's just
So on the I'll tackle these 2 points first. So on the braking side, it may just be that you're a little bit less focused on getting the right reference point. Or maybe your reference points are now a little bit conservative and they don't require you to brake on the limit, and so they start to wobble around a little bit.
okay.
But I don't think it's going to be a huge thing. We'll look at this limit trim. We'll see how much it's changing. But ultimately, I think you know that the braking needs to be consistent in a straight line, and so maybe it's looking a little bit bad, but probably isn't as bad as you think. But we'll look at it.
Oh, it's bad. I'm not being hard on myself. It's bad.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
That we'll see. It will.
Okay.
If we can see in the telemetry that the faster guys are braking later, then that will be a sign that you can push your braking a little bit, and then you just got to be more diligent with the modulation of it. As speaking to the tire sounds thing, what I'd say is, so I never normally base it on the sound of the tires. Like, you can hear the tires, and when they're scrubbing too much, sure, and like the more scrubbing, the more you're pushing the tires to the limit or potentially over the limit. But I wouldn't be super fixated on making sure you're getting right to the ragged edge, because what we're hopefully going to do in this session, or what we're hopefully going to do in this session is find the technique changes that you need to make to increase that level of grip that you've got, or just take a better line that's going to bring you more lap time. You're driving really nicely, and you're driving really nicely on the limit. The way to go faster for you now isn't going to be pushing the car more to the limit. It's going to be working out what changes we need to make to make that same limit be faster, right? Whether that's slightly different techniques to increase the level of grip that's available to you while still driving at the same limit, or whether that's racing line stuff to prioritize more exit. I think is something I want to talk about, but again, we'll look at the telemetry. So use the tire sounds to work out when you're on the limit, but don't fixate on it so much, and don't think that the only thing that's going to make you faster now is getting closer and closer to the limit, because when you get it right, I think you drive quite nicely on the limit. That makes sense?
Yeah, so I'm doing a completely thing you're telling me not to do. Like everything. I'm waiting for the sound, and then that's what I'm doing, because I'm like, well, when you hear that, it's not a heat, it's a... And I'm like, that's it. And then, so coming out of it, I want to know how it changes. So, I'm letting myself spin out so I can kind of guess on that sound. And so, because I feel it. But let me up the force feedback, by the way, because I jumped it down yesterday. But, so it's kind of like, hey.
In terms of the listening to the sounds, I'd almost base it more on the feeling that you're getting. If you feel like the car is in control and you're able to control that rotation and it's helping you, then it's good. If you feel like you're having to correct, or you're nervous of how much rotation you're getting, or you're getting that rotation too quickly, then that's too much. And kind of dial in that sound, see what amount of sound fits with feeling good.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But we'll jump into that as well. And then you were talking about haptics, right?
Yeah, so I'm in the US, so basically I don't have all the awesome places in the UK like you do to get it. So basically...
we don't have many places, honestly.
You don't? Oh, okay.
No,
well, I thought you guys are great. Yeah, we got 2 places, really, 3 places. And so I was like, okay, so I think I found all I need is the haptic, the plug, and then the mount, right? Or is there something? Because I was going to order the 2. And when I order the 2, it shows the 1 power supply, but I didn't know if I needed 2 power supplies or how that kind of was. So I can show you that at the end.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you've got the cruising field pedals, right?
Yeah, the sprints. Yeah.
And it's presumably the Sim Magic reactors you're looking at.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think you need to get the only thing you'll need to get is a mount, like you say, for the cruising valves.
Yeah.
And I think the only way to really get that is off of Etsy or something.
That's what I was going to think too. Okay, yeah. And I wasn't sure, okay.
Yeah, so I don't have any haptics on my pedals. I just have a bass shaker behind my seat.
Oh, I thought you had... Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you had it. Okay, that's why I was asking you. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then we don't. I won't bug you about that. I'll ask.
No worries.
Which one? Yeah. That I thought you said you had it, and it's great. Okay.
No, so I've got haptics in general. I definitely think it's great, and maybe at some point I'd get them on the pedals if I can be bothered. But the DIY bass shaker I've got behind my seat is good enough for me. And all I've got it set up with is Iracing LFE. It's the Iracing haptics, and the only haptic effect I've got on is wheel slip or wheel.
Yep.
I'll quickly look. That's a great one. If it's a car that has ABS, then something like ABS in not Sim. What's the drawing a blank on the name? The free software, free third-party stuff that does haptics and all that. I'm drawing a blank. I've got a new PC, so I can't even look it up. SimHub, that's the one.
Yep.
SimHub. But yeah, SimHub for ABS, but apart from that, just iRacing LFE wheel slip is great. That will also help you with sensing how much is the limit as well, because it will vibrate more based on how much rotation you're getting and how close you are to the limit. So that will be much easier than trying to listen to the sound, and it will really give you a good indication of when you're on the limit, both on power, on the brakes, everywhere. So that will help a lot with finding the limit. But I'm going to guess that finding the limit isn't so much the problem as what we need to do to make you still drive at the limit while being faster.
Okay.
So, go on. Yeah, any other questions?
Yep, I have one weird question, and I'm dumbfounded by it, but I've said it a couple times in my streams. I am better in the races now than practice and qualifying. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I feel so much more comfortable in a race than I do qualifying and practice. Like, I don't... I was terrified to race, and now I feel more comfortable racing.
I think... So, I don't know for sure, but knowing you... So I can speak kind of generally, and then knowing you as well. So, generally, it sometimes helps to, like, have a target, right? You're chasing down P2, and then you kind of lock in, and suddenly you find some lap time.
Okay.
So that's one side of it. The other side of it, I think, is you probably beat yourself up too much in practice, and you think, oh, I've got to get this better lap time. Why did I make this small mistake? Why am I not half a second faster, right? And then you jump into the race, and you realise actually your pace is pretty good for your rating, and you're being pretty competitive even now. Like you're 1600, and I think you won one of the most recent races or something like that.
Yep.
So it's almost like in practice you're always looking for more regardless of how good you are, and then you get into the race and you realize, oh, actually, yeah, this is pretty good pace, and then you take some of that pressure off yourself, I think.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm gonna go with that. No, I'm gonna go with that feel good one. That's pretty good. That's what.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Shall we jump out on track? We'll run a few laps. And then
I already did.
Oh, you're already there. Can you share your screen?
Yep. It's shared.
I don't see it. I don't think it's sharing on Discord. So, it was sharing when you were in the waiting room, but it.
Oh, did I? Oh, my bad.
Sharing
look at what it did. You switched me over and it lost it. Okay. I tried to be ahead of the game and I didn't.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Okay. All right.
Yeah, now I've got you.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be quiet. I'll let you run a few laps. What do you feel like? So you feel like the struggle is being able to sense exactly when you're on the limit, but apart from that, do you have a feeling on what is the struggle or not really?
Yep. So I'm having problems with like here going into one. Like I feel like I can go faster, and then I go over the a threshold or whatever you want to call it, just a too bit, and I get an X. Or then I go back it up a little bit, and I'm just under it, and I lost like the 2 to 3 miles an hour speed that I needed. So it's like it's once again like since it's been day one, the high speed corners is really gonna kill a heel. It just it really is. It kills me, and so like like I get killed, and then same thing. When I watch people, like they'll outbrake me still, not to as bad as I used to, but like in corners, and then they'll kill me coming out of corners, and I'm like, if I get on the gas any later, or earlier, I'm gonna spin, and so I'm like, I don't know how they're doing it, so it's like it has to be they're slowing down just that mile or two an hour more than I am. Or they're carrying that speed a mile an hour or two more than I am, because I'm like, I swear, I'm at that like edge of where, like I can be like any more, and I like spin out, like I keep spinning out in this corner here, trying to push it to the, and
that's
like
good.
so I'm like,
I think the main focus of this session is going to be prioritizing more exit speed. So it's good that you have a feeling that is something you're struggling with, and like I say, you're at the stage now where you can drive the car nicely on the limit. So it's not about doing what you're doing at the moment more perfectly. You're driving the car nicely on the limit. It's about what do we need to change to be faster, basically, while still being the same amount of on edge.
Okay.
I'll be quiet. I'll let you drive for a couple of laps now, and we'll go from there.
4.
See that right there? I should have waited a minute. And that was too hard. And the downshifting and upshifting, yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That was on the edge of braking.
Mm. And the brake trace there looks good.
Well, that was, but you could hear the tires almost slipping, like literally. It was right. I couldn't have done.
The haptics will help with that as well, being able to identify the edge of how hard you can brake as well.
Okay. There it is. Oh, stay in third. Shit. I lifted on that braking because I felt like the brakes were locking up.
Mm.
So if you're like, what? That's why.
Car 55, just hit the fastest lap. 3.539.
See, right
This
there.
corner's a nasty one because it's
And-
so off camber
Uh-huh.
that you have to go a lot slower than you think you do to still take the line you want to take. Right?
So I treat that corner like turn one, except going the other way. So maybe that's my problem.
Yeah,
Because the other one is banked. One is banked.
Yeah, it's banked. It's
Okay.
almost like helping you
Yep.
get around, and this one's preventing you getting around. So it's about
Okay.
feeling how much grip the car has, and
Okay.
yeah, we'll do one more lap.
.766.
I lifted there because I thought I was going to over-rotate.
Yep, no, right decision. See, this time you make the apex and it's so much slower than you think it is, right? Yeah. But that, again, was pretty much the limit. That's just the pace you need to take, considering it's off camber.
Okay.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Nice lap. Let's park up there. That's up there with your best, I think, right?
I think my best is a 2:04.2, but I don't think it's with the cloud cover. I think it's with the sun, which is the oddest thing in the world. I'm faster with
Off the track. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that either. So.
Right. It may just be that you just absolutely nailed that lap. I will share my screen. I think we'll jump into the telemetry, because in general the driving looks really nice. And I know you're saying you're not racing next week, right? It's a shame you didn't manage to get more races in here, because it'd been interesting to see where you like tapped out at iRacing wise, because you're still like constantly gaining even at this rating.
So there was 2 reasons why I didn't, and I'm going to be honest. That one, I did a lot of home crap because I had to get my stuff out of storage and put it in the shed. But 2, honestly, I won the last race I did, and it was like people like, hey, you get more. I don't mind. Well, it's like, how do I put this? I can't do any better than win a race. I was 15 something, and I won a 1688 room.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, the fastest guy started in the back, and he didn't do it. So he was a second faster. So, so to be fair about that, but yeah.
But so why didn't you run more races? Oh, the home stuff, but then.
And then because like you can't do any better, so I was like, and then honestly, like if I lose I rating, I was like, it doesn't really matter. But I'm like, I don't know. So it's like I got almost to like the pinnacle. Really, no joke. It was like I'm at the pinnacle. I won a cup race, and like I won one a couple weeks ago, but that was a 900 room. I'm like, I won a room that I was underrated ranked for. I was like the 10 car or something like that, and I was like, holy crap. So I was like, so.
Understand, but there's still more. I think it'd be interesting to see where you plateau out at now. The thing I always like to do when it comes to like comparing the results is not so much look at the result, but look at the championship points you get for that result. This is a slight aside, but
okay. I only look at really honestly the lap time. I think I was at 2:05 my average time, and so I was like, hey, and that's because I had a spinner, so I think it would have been. I was like, oh.
So lap time going down is definitely obviously improving, but from because it's hard to judge, right? Like 4th in a 1688 split or 1st in a 1601 split. I mean, obviously, like it seems like 1st is better, right? But you imagine this was an 1800 split and you were 4th, and it's like, well, what was better? Was the 4th in 1800 better than the 1st in 1600? Hard to say. But the points you get for each race takes into account both your finishing position and the strength of field and the number of drivers. So you can kind of use that to see what your best overall result is. And you can see that when you were building it up and you were racing in lower splits, even when you won, you got 53 points.
Yeah.
But when you won this one, you got 98, right? And I imagine, without going into all of your data, I imagine 98 is probably pretty up there in terms of your highest points
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
finishing
gotten
a
an
race.
idea. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right.
So 100 is coming very soon.
Yeah, okay. Because that's why I get pissed off about Trevor. He's like, hey, well, no, now he gets like 4, 5 because he's so high up there. But it was, I was like, man, I'm getting like 23, and he's getting like 92 and 98.
Yeah. Right. Let's take your fastest lap. This isn't the session you just ran in. This is an earlier one, just because I don't think it loaded into Garage 61 yet.
Oh, you want me to, let me...
You can do. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's right. I knew there's something I was supposed to do. Okay.
And it's fixed. You've been running in or both?
Well, I've been running in both. I won in the open on a fixed setup.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Because
Nice.
I don't like the
honestly,
open.
Setup
doesn't matter.
Setup doesn't matter too much. Yeah. Especially at this level.
I don't have the skill level. Right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And you'll probably even get more out of just having a consistent setup and being comfortable and running the same setup in open and fixed if you want to run both.
That's what I've been doing, both just with a fixed setup.
So I'm just gonna take one of the faster laps, not like the very fastest, but just one of the faster laps that was qualifying and fixed setup. So qualifying is going to make it a little bit faster, sure, but it will still hopefully serve the purpose. Give me a second to bounce around here, and I'll try and find what I want to find.
Look at that ray trace. That is terrible.
No, this is okay. This is turn one.
Yeah.
So pretty much all of the braking you're doing into turn one is you feeling out the rotation from the car as well, because you're never braking without also turning. So the fact that it's wobbling around a bit, completely fine. Yeah, completely fine from my side. The thing I want to talk about that isn't necessarily massively evident in the data, or isn't massively evident in this lap, but it's still definitely it's still just about there. Okay. So the thing you say you feel like you've been struggling with, and the thing that I've seen so I looked at some of your telemetry a bit earlier as well. It's not showing up as clearly here, but the thing you're saying you're struggling with is feeling like you can't get on power any earlier because you're already on the limit and you're just getting killed on the exits a little bit. So my question then is, if you're on the limit of grip already, so there's no more potential in the car, and you're getting killed on the exits, and other people are able to drive away from you on the exits, what can you do, or what options do you have to actually get more exit speed out of the car?
You have to slow down.
Okay.
Right, and then so I guess it's slow down, and then I have to make the corner wider.
Yes. So what you're trying to get at there, I think, is we have to change the racing line a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
That was my thing. Yeah, we've got a line.
Yes,
yeah.
We've got two options. We can apex earlier, or we can apex later. Instinctively to you, or if you know it, which one is going to help you get more exit speed?
I guess. I guess earlier.
This is good. So first off, you're not sure, which means that when we explain this, it's going to help. Because if you already knew it and you weren't doing it, that'd be worse. And also, you were wrong in your.
Yes, 50-50 shot. And I'm
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But again, that's good. So the fact that you're not aware of this means it's hopefully going to help.
So to be honest with you, I still have a hard time finding the apex. I really try to go more on the feel and the
Mm.
speed than real like.
Mm.
So I kind of like it's really like shooting dice. I just kind of gamble
In
a
terms
little
of
bit.
where you apex, or in
Yeah,
terms of whether you're able to make it to the apex?
both.
Yep.
Because you'll see a lot of
But more,
times I won't. Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm well aware of my defaults. I just can't fix them. So I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
just,
That's right. That's why I'm here. So imagine this is a right-hand corner. Early apexes, we'd hit the inside curb earlier, as the name suggests. Later apexes, we'd hit the inside curb later.
Okay.
We've got a couple of lines here. So we've got early apex, and
Oh,
we've
I
got
knew that. Yeah.
late apex.
Hmm.
So looking at these two, which one prioritizes exit speed?
That one. Well,
Which one?
that one right there. But, well,
Yeah.
this one there, because the way it is, right.
Mm. Yeah, so this is a bit of an over-exaggerated example,
Hmm.
but the point is it still favors exit speed more so than this one, because we're having to do more. So in the early apex example, we hit the apex early, and we've still got to do a lot of cornering after the apex, which means that we have to delay getting on throttle until after the apex. In the late apex example, this is a bit exaggerated. It wouldn't be quite this aggressive, but the point is we do a lot of the cornering before we hit the apex. It means we can get on throttle earlier, even before we hit the apex, and carry more speed on the exit as well. So early apexes favor entry speed, late apexes favor exit speed. So if you're getting killed on the exits of corners, it's because you're taking a little bit too early of an apex.
Okay.
With an early apex, you're probably going to be carrying more speed into the corner than them,
Hmm.
so you may see yourself catching up under braking.
Right.
But
Yep.
then when you try to get the power down on exit, even if you try to get on power at the same point as them, you're going to struggle because you're on a different line. You've still got to do more cornering on the exit than they have, so you're going to have less grip available to you to get on power. And this is what we see. This isn't a perfect example, but even here we see it. You actually don't lose that much time in this corner, so it's not that the line necessarily in this corner is wrong, but it's kind of a general theme, is that you apex ever so slightly earlier. So the way to tell in the telemetry if you apex earlier is you'll start off more on the inside
Mhm.
and you'll swing out more to the outside. So you're the red and the faster time is the blue. So they start off more on the outside and then they cut in more on the inside. So they've apexed this corner ever so slightly later. Same again into this one, right?
So this is
You
my
start.
kink, right?
Mm,
This is my killer
yeah.
because, especially the
Yes.
way it kind of drops down.
Mm,
Like I'm like you, if you apex, I feel like if I apex any longer, I'm gonna almost fall off the thing and spin the car. So I'm like, if I hit it, almost like what you do at Nürburgring, hit it early, it's it. But
mm.
I don't know. And then it's like, is it
So
first or
you hit it
second gear?
early,
I
but
feel
then
like I hit it early.
you do hit it early,
Yeah.
the apex,
Hmm.
but then that kills your exit massively. You're
Yep.
really struggling to get on power on the exit. So this guy almost misses the apex a little bit, but because it's more of a late apex, he still gets the benefit and still carries. Just this corner alone. Uh, if we eliminate everything under braking and we just look at the throttle application side, that's a gain of like 4.8 tenths, so half a second,
Half a
right?
second. Yeah.
Half a second just because you apex too early versus being able
Yeah.
to apex a bit later. Uh, this one you can't compare because it's just a little bit of a missed apex by you. But the thing I want you to focus on for these next few laps, we're not going to worry too much about what you need to consciously do to apex later at this stage. What I want you to do is notice situations where, so the way to identify when you've apexed too early is, one, you feel like you're struggling to get on the power and you feel like it's a fight and you want to get on power earlier, but you just can't. So struggling to get on power coming out of the corner. And two, if you feel like you have to increase the steering angle after the apex or even just maintain the same amount of steering angle after the apex, if you're not able to start straightening the steering wheel as you're getting on power, that's again a sign that you've apexed too early. Don't worry if
Okay.
that doesn't make 100% sense now. I'll point it out when it happens, and I'll get you to start pointing out when it happens as well.
So,
So
you want me to drive normal or
yeah,
apex
drive,
late?
drive. eh, let's start. Okay, let's see what happens if you experiment with
Okay.
apexing the corners slightly later
Okay. All right.
in situations where you feel like you need to, and then
Okay.
we'll still point out while we're doing that situations where you're not quite doing that.
All right.
I'll
I
stop.
might be asking this too soon, but
Yep.
how do you know what corners are early apex and what corners are late apex?
Good question. So, generally speaking, we want to favour slightly later apexes because, so, yeah, let's park this for a little bit later. Let's do the driving for now,
Okay.
and I'll explain
Okay.
the theory
All right.
behind that. Especially into the hairpin, let's say, focus on a later apex, see what happens. This was good as well. Notice how you're continuing to increase the steering angle after the apex. So that's the sign that it was an early apex. You were definitely trying to shift it, you just didn't quite work it out.
I thought I went in a mile too late.
Yeah, it's gonna
Holy
take some getting
cow.
used to.
Yeah. That, like,
Same again into
literally,
this
I
one,
thought I
later
way
apex.
over exaggerated that. Okay, yeah. If you can say that again. I missed it all. Okay.
Car 85, just hit the top of the left. 2.744.
Aim into the second part of turn one, whether that's turn two, I'm not sure, but the first part is good. See if you can experiment with slightly later apex into the second part. Good.
Once again, I felt like a mile past where I normally go, but I still felt like I had to wait on the throttle.
Yeah, you carried a tiny bit too much speed, which meant
Okay.
you ever so slightly missed the apex. And whenever you miss an apex, it has the same effect as shifting the apex earlier. I'll
Okay.
explain that as well in terms of theory in a little bit. Especially into the hairpin. Don't worry about the lap time, just try to make sure you get a late apex, whatever you feel like you need to do to make that happen.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna get killed doing this though.
Yeah, you opened it up a little bit.
Way up, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Increasing the steering after the apex, right? We'll do a couple more laps of this, and then I think the hairpin is what's going to be the one to really focus on, because it will make it. It's like the perfect example of you apexing too early, and we'll work out exactly what you need to do to apex late, but not in the way that like leaves the door open for people, which is how it looked this lap. Then again, the second part of turn one, open it up a little bit more. You're still like nice and smooth on the turn in, but you're just hitting a later apex. That's the line, really good. Look
Oh
at the
yeah,
time
'cause I'm
gain
full
on that
throttle.
exit. Yeah.
Yeah, see, okay. Oh, that's a good note. If I'm not full throttle, then I'm doing it. Duh. Okay.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're having to wait a long time
Yeah.
and delay throttle application, that's a sign.
Okay.
As well as having to increase the steering angle after the apex. So there's the apex, increasing steering angle, you see? So a little bit too early for that one.
We've got a slow car on the way.
So for the hairpin,
Mm-hmm.
be a little bit smoother on the turn in,
Go left.
but still apex late. Traffic kind of messed you up there. Let's jump you into a session that doesn't have any traffic. So if you jump out again and pick a different different group. So entries.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, my group. Just go down
Okay,
to
so
whatever.
just 7, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, when you did turn 1, that was a really nice late apex. When you did the hairpin, you over exaggerated. Excuse me, you over exaggerated it in the way that you kind of left the door open and took an excessively late apex. So you still want to like be smooth and turn in, not stupidly late, not like excessively late, but while still making sure you come to the apex later on. Don't worry if that's a little bit hard to digest now. Keep practicing for a couple of laps, and then we'll tackle the theory a little bit more. The late apex, but not leaving the door open. Just cold tyres, locking up the brakes a little bit.
Too slow?
No. Watch it come back to you. You got on power a little bit too aggressively, but it was starting to swing back to you on the exit. So,
Okay.
like we said to begin with, the early apexes favour entry speed,
Mhm.
and the late apexes favour exit speed. So, if you're shifting your apex later in the corner, you're going to feel like the entry is a little bit too slow. You're going to feel like you have to slow down more than you're used to be able to hit that late apex, but it's going to come back to you on the exit.
Okay.
So you will probably lose a little bit of lap time on the entry, but the idea is if you get the apex position right, you'll gain it all back and then some on the exit. So late apex here. Good. That was close.
That was terrible.
It was close. It was a much later apex.
Well, see, I'm like,
It's feeling a little bit foreign probably, and it's
Yeah.
going to take you a while to get used to it because you've spent however many laps, however many races, however many practice laps. Maybe you've done that hairpin 100 times with an early apex. So you're going to be better at the early apex than you are at the late apex just because you practice it a bunch more, right?
I got like 4 or 5 passes there though, by early apex.
Because so this is, and I bet you got those passes done on entry, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because you took an early apex
Yeah.
that prioritized entry speed, so you could carry more speed into the corner than people.
Yeah.
And then you just were able to block them off on the
Yep.
exit. So when you're overtaking someone on the inside, that's what you want to do. You want to have an earlier apex
Okay.
to allow yourself to carry more entry speed, so that you can get ahead of them under braking, right? And then you just hope that they don't pass you back on the exit. And like a switchback on someone, when you're on the outside, you take an excessively late apex, and then you cut back underneath them, and you gain the time on exit, and then you switch back, and then you out drag them down the next straight. Keep experimenting. Late apex.
That was a late apex, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay.
into heaven. This is it. You just needed to slow down a little bit more to be able to get back to the inside. But even so, look how much time you're gaining on the exit. You gained probably 2/10 in that corner, all on the exit, and you missed the apex. So there's even more time to be found. Same again into the second part of this one. Yes. Look how much easier it is to get on power. And look at the time gained on the exit again. You gained another 10th on the exit.
Okay.
And even more than that because you'd have lost a little bit on the entry.
On the
so
straightaway too.
Like
yeah.
10th and a half. Yeah. All the way down the straight.
No!
So
Always
this apex
getting
was
greedy.
a little bit too early. This apex was a little bit too early because you had to keep increasing the steering after the apex.
Okay. So it really messes me up from there to there. Okay, that's why when I lose that one, I lose that one. Okay. I try to get the car straight so it's not off keel.
Yeah. Good. Really good. It's so much easier to get them power. Good. Late apex into this one again. So again, even though you missed the apex, you're gaining all of that time back on the exit.
I'm gonna get killed though. I can't do that with traffic, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Well, if you get it right, I think you'll be able to. Maybe not if they're like right behind you. Maybe you have to take a little bit of an early apex.
Okay.
But overall, lap time wise, it'd be faster. So.
Going the wrong way, Gabe.
So into the hairpin, you just need to slow down that little bit more. At the moment, you're wanting to carry too much minimum apex speed, and it's just not allowing you to quite get back to the inside to be able to take the late apex. But if you just delay, if you let yourself slow down a little bit more, you'll get to that apex sooner, and you'll be able to get on power
See,
far.
that was good braking.
Yeah, the braking point into this chicane looks a little bit conservative to me. That is the only one I've really, especially noticed you being a little bit wobbly on the brakes. But even then, it's not massive.
6.297.
Good. And look at the time gained. You gained like so much time on the exit again.
So I don't know if you noticed, but I messed between third and fourth gear there. I don't know which one's smoother, so every lap I try to say, okay, which way to go? Third or fourth, third or fourth, third or first. So
I think feeling. I think you can feel
yeah,
it. I think you
okay.
can feel what's better based on the speed you're taking.
Nope, missed that altogether.
It's a little bit less speed in the mid corner, so you can definitely get back and get that late apex. It's going to take some time. This is the challenging corner. It's always hardest into the hairpins as well. The slower the corner, the harder it is to get that line right. We'll do one more lap, and then we'll take stock of where we're at. And then I might get you to load into a offline session, and we can practice the hairpin. We'll see. But one more lap. Keep practicing this. See how you're increasing again, the steering a little bit after the apex. Tiny bit too early.
There again, I braked too early. I see. There's no confidence in this corner. So I just like because I've gone through it so many times, you know.
Yeah, coming through 130R is so easy to have like quite a big variation in speed through that corner. So you're then a little bit unsure on where to brake because you don't come through 130R with consistent exit speed. So it's sod's law that the one time you like push the braking to a point that would normally be okay, that would have just happened to have been the lap where you carried massive exit speed and then you overshoot. So yeah, that's a tough braking zone to get right because you almost have to factor in a little bit how fast you came out of the previous corner and think, okay, if I came through really fast, then I'd take a little bit more conservative of a reference. And if I didn't carry too much speed or, messed it up a little bit, then I can take more aggressive of a braking reference. But don't worry too much. If you have to modulate your braking a little bit into that corner, that's okay. There's a clear reason why it's happening to that corner, so don't feel bad. That's the best one yet. Still struggling to get that apex.
Yep.
But you lost like 3 temps on entry and you gained pretty much all of that back on exit. So once you nail that apex, once you work out exactly what you need to do with all of everything, braking, steering, throttle, you will gain a ton of time there. It's just working out. Good late apex, really good late apex. And again, look at the delta, like drop massively on the exit and all the way down the straight.
I still broke too early. Unless I'm cleaning up my brake trace. That's okay. Because usually it's like a mountain range. It's like, but that was pretty straight. Okay.
Yeah, that was spot on.
Yeah.
We'll say one more lap.
Okay.
One more. Stop.
206.5. No, you son.
Don't worry. Late apex into this one.
Early apex set, that's why.
A little bit, but not too bad.
Son of a bitch. I really feel it in the car now when I do it right and wrong.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
That was good.
I can still break later. Wow. What you do when you hold your threshold. Son of a bitch.
Park it up.
5.502.
So, you already said it. The main thing is your feeling when you do it right and when you're not. Even if it takes you 100 times of like active resetting the hairpin, you'll reach one time when you do it right, and then you'll work out, oh, this is what I did with the brakes, this is what I did with the steering, and you'll learn from that. So I still think towards the end of this session, we'll revisit the hairpin, probably active reset point, and practice it a bunch. But before we do that, I want to tackle something else that I think is going to help a lot. It will help you find these later apexes and help you work out, especially into the hairpin, why you're missing the apex sometimes, and also will just generally help with lap time, I think. I will share my screen. So you're rotating the car super nicely, like really nice rotation, really good control of the rotation, all really good. How much, or I'm trying to think of the right question to ask here. Are there instances where you feel like you have rotation and then you kind of lose it later on the entry without really knowing why? Or do you feel like you mostly get it consistently throughout the whole corner?
Say it again, because I had it and then...
Yeah, so do you feel like you get this rotation throughout all of the corner, or do you feel like there's points, especially towards like the later part of the corner, where you lose it, or just corners where you don't quite get it and you're not quite sure why? Or does it feel like it's fairly consistent
No,
throughout
well,
all
so
corners?
I guess especially in that, the slow down where you said it was off camber, that one there. That one there, honestly, like, I really feel like that's, well, that, no, the second to last corner where I keep braking early. I feel that's my worst corner. I didn't realize how much time I was losing in that king,
Mm.
but so I was like, well,
Yeah. So I want to show you something that I think you do a tiny bit in all corners, and I think once you're aware of this, it's going to help a lot. So watch this corner through, and just kind of, from a rotation point of view, try and see when you get rotation and when you don't. And there'll be some point in the corner where you'll lose it. I just want you to see if you can see it. Don't worry if you can't. I'll play it through a couple of times. First, full speed.
that means I'm carrying too much speed.
I'll pick a different lap, actually. So did you see where you were losing rotation? Or not really?
No?
Okay, we'll go again, don't worry.
Right there.
Yeah. Consistent.
Okay.
It's always the second part of this corner. There's a question over maybe we could get a little bit more rotation on the entry as well. Oh no, there's rotation there. It's all good. So you get rotation, then suddenly it's gone in the mid corner.
Yeah, because, okay.
It's like, here's really nice rotation, the car's sliding. We could maybe get a tiny bit more, but I'm not worried about that. Nice rotation, car's sliding. Right about here.
There, it straightens out, yeah.
Yeah, straightens out. What you're doing and what you want to be careful to avoid is ever pushing the front tires over the limit of grip. So to get the rotation, we need to be pushing the front tires close to the limit of grip, but not over it. Because if we push the front tires over the limit of grip, they are the ones that exceed the grip, and then you start to understeer rather than like oversteer and get rotation. So the two tools you have available to push the front tires closer to the limit of grip are the brakes and the steering. The more braking you do, the more you push the front tires to limit grip because you're asking them to slow down more. The more steering you do, the more you're pushing the front tires close to the limit grip because you're asking them to turn more. And here you just ask for too much from the steering. So part of it maybe is you feel like you've had a bit too much speed and you're worried you're not going to be able to make the apex, but you're going to still be more likely to make the apex if you don't push the car to understeer. And this is something that happens a little bit in all corners. At least all corners where there's like here as well, a little bit of understeer. Well, maybe a tiny bit. The hairpin especially. And that's why you were not being able to make this hairpin, because you were carrying a little bit too much speed and then asking too much from the front tires.
So on entry, I want to be farther out, right?
Yeah. So these were one of the earlier laps. You fixed this a little bit.
Okay, because I'm still far right. Yeah. Okay, and that's where I'm messing up too. Yeah. Okay, and that's why I'm getting early entries because I'm too far in. Okay. I gotta fix that. Okay. That's too.
So, without diving too much into it, these next few laps we'll park the early apexes or park the late apexes for one moment. I want you to pay attention in all corners to whether you feel like you've pushed the front tires over the limit of grip. And we still want the front tires to be on the limit, so it's going to be challenging to find that line. But in all corners, never let the front tires exceed the limit of grip, right? Be very aware if you ever start understeering and be quick to fix that by straightening the steering wheel a little bit or decreasing the brake pressure a little bit. Well, ignore the brake thing, it's a bit more nuanced. By decreasing the steering a little bit, maybe braking more to shift more weight over the front tires. I think without having to go heavily into the theory, you're going to be able to work out when you're understeering. You're going to be able to work out what you need to do with the car to prevent that understeer from happening. So these next few laps,
be more aware of it. Okay.
Be more aware of it, and don't let yourself push the car to understeer. Because all the time you understeer, you don't get rotation from the car.
Okay.
While you do the outlap, I'm going to quickly grab a coffee. And
You're good.
Be back.
It'll take me 2 laps anyway to warm this up.
No worries.
See right there. Okay. 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 So if I'm overdoing it, I can't turn the wheel straight. Okay. Yeah, see. Okay. I get it in theory. Let's see if I can get it in life. There we go. Trevor, when I ask you for coaching help, this is what I mean. Oh, too early. Son of a gun. Pretty good though. Oh, I could brake later. Fuck, look at that beautiful. That's not bad right there. That's not great, but it's not as bad as it was. Okay. Boy, when you do shit right, you can do things right. One more calm lap, and then we'll go. Much better. Not perfect, but much better. Now I'm sliding the tires on entry.
I'm back.
Okay, I figured it out, but now I'm sliding the tires on entry.
As in rotating?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. That's good. So
No.
what was happening before?
Yeah, but so I flipped it though.
That's okay. That's okay. What was happening before is you were just always pushing the front tires a little bit too much, and you were then getting understeer. Now you're not pushing the front tires so much. You're going to be able to get rotation in so many more parts of the corner. So you just got to be more aware of the amount of trail braking you're doing, the amount of steering you're doing. But you know, you've seen that you're able to control the car nicely on entry when you do get the rotation and when you're not pushing the front tires over in the grip. Now you just got to get used to.
Don't know unless you try. Son of a bitch, that was such a waste. Okay.
So this is really a big key to going fast as well, is never letting the front tires go over the limit grip, because oversteer is always faster than understeer. So even through the S's, right? Even if you think you're going to be out of shape, like understeer here, right?
Okay.
Spot that?
Yeah. See right there? I'm pushing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, yeah.
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 Here as well a little bit.
There again. Son of a bitch. Okay.
That's
wow,
okay.
that's such a feeling. Yeah, that's a whole different feeling. Okay. Now when you're aware of it, it's like, ah. Okay. There we go.
And so every second you spend understeering, you're turning through the corner more slowly than you could have if you weren't on the limit. And the really good thing is, like, these two things, right? Identifying the times where you turn into where you apex too early, and identifying the times where you understeer. Maybe you can think, oh wow, that's frustrating, I'm doing these things wrong, but also you just won a 1600 strength of field while doing these two things wrong. So think once you spend the time to get used to doing these things correctly, where you're going to be, you know.
I entered the corner wrong again. I'm not far enough out.
This was good.
Yep.
This was good. And you may even find that the exits are a little bit harder to manage now, because if you were understeering on the exits, then you were going to get away with getting on power however you wanted, because when we're understeering, we can't oversteer. So you may have to be a little bit more careful with throttle application on exits when you're not pushing the front tires over the limit. But again, overall, it's going to be faster as well. A little bit understeer.
Okay, here we go.
Keep thinking about this, and just when you get the understeer, even in that same corner, just bring it back to the limit.
No, see? I get all cocky on me. Yep.
Yeah. You're not going to go faster by trying to.
I know, but it's like
go faster.
I got a better feeling about it now. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah. Good. This, you see how you got rotation in the mid corner there?
Yep.
And again, pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, good again. Right to late apex this one.
And that went all the way out. Perfect.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
But I had to lift. Fuck.
Yeah, but you got the apex right. You maybe came in a little bit too hot, and you've got to work it out. But you got back to the inside this time. A little bit of understeer.
I wanted to float out. See, okay. I wanted to let the car float out, and I went too much. Because I want to try to use the track, and now, because it really helps the exit.
Yeah.
stuff that I knew that just wasn't computing.
Mm.
That really is starting to now. Not too bad,
Really
not
nice.
too good, but not too bad.
That was good. That was good.
Okay, we can do this. You can do this.
Keep thinking about this, just not pushing the up against it. I'll be quiet for a couple of laps, I'll let you focus. So much better.
I did it understeer coming in. No, I missed it. Fuck. That was, could have carried a couple more miles an hour speed there. Much better.
Yeah, really good.
Just, I feel like I'm faster, but it's not showing in lap times.
It's going to take some time, don't worry. Look at how much time you got the rotation for. That was like the whole corner you were rotating really nicely. Make sure you slow down enough to let yourself late apex without pushing the car to understeer.
Nope, too early. Son of a gun!
Really good. You were fishing for that grip so much nicer and not pushing it over the limit. You gained again so much on the exit. Really good. Yes.
I can go a little. I can break a little later.
Still good though. Keep it going. 2 more laps of this.
4.516 W fastest lap of the session.
Yeah, really good. You look like you'd overcooked it massively, but you didn't push the car and you still got the rotation.
Ah, it was
Open
under.
up,
Yep,
open up this
yep.
corner. Open up it. Open. No, so okay. This is one corner we're going to talk about as well.
Okay. I thought.
Next time around,
Okay.
you want to really open up that corner because it leads onto this like straight that isn't a straight. Already though, this is huge difference. Looking so much nicer.
Too early. Fuck. It's about all I could give it.
Yeah, it was good though. It's still good. Careful with really throwing it in so quickly there. You want to be a little bit smoother. So through the S's, that final one before the left-hander, just compromise that previous one a little bit more so you can work the car all the way back over to the right-hand side, so you don't compromise that final one in the S's. Really good.
Still plowing a little bit.
Yeah, but you're spotting it so much nicer and it's so much less. So compromise this one, work the car over. Good, now open it up, get back over. Yeah, it's just working out where the line is. But it's so important to set that corner up because it leads onto the straight for so long.
When I open it up, you mean go to the outside, right?
Yeah, go to the outside and then just give yourself more track to take that left-hander.
Okay.
Previously, you were over-prioritizing the previous corner.
Yep.
There you go. Really good. Good. So even when you feel like you're going to miss the apex a little bit, it's still better off to accept that the apex is a little bit missed, but not push the car to understeer.
Okay.
Than try to force it and push the car to understeer. Because when you understeer, you'll just miss the apex by more. So even when you're not doing it perfectly, you minimise the cost of that mistake by doing exactly what you're doing. Keeping the car on the fronts on the limit, but not over. Keep it going. I don't want to interrupt the flow. I think you should keep feeling this because you're doing it really nicely. We're having some really consistent laps in the 204s now. Good.
Now open up this next one.
Good, you missed the apex and you still gained time in the exit. Good. It's like a middle apex, but again, look at the time you gain on the exit. So much time. There, you understeered a little bit.
Shit. No, you're going the wrong way.
Still faster, still faster. Keep it going.
4.458. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Yep, I'll try to go to that wheel thing, to that
Yeah.
opening, and yeah, it's just earlier.
Mhm.
Oh, just blinked.
So into that final corner in the S's that we're prioritizing more now, because you're starting from further out to the right-hand side, you're going to need to turn in slightly earlier because
I want to come out
turning
here
in.
then?
Yeah, come out to the right.
Okay.
No, so you still want to come all the way to the right.
Okay.
But it's just the turn-in has to be earlier because you're turning in from a further away position, kind of.
Okay, so turn in the middle. Okay. And then follow that
Yeah.
line down.
Maybe.
Okay.
Do what feels... So
Okay.
open up the corner as much as possible and do what feels instinctive to then take the racing line from there. I'll show you in the telemetry
Okay.
after we hit we got like 5 minutes-ish more driving. So. But off the bat, how's it feeling? Less so the late apexes, more so this steering thing.
No, it is. Like I said, now I feel like it's just another, like, if you want to call it a sensory, like you really start to feel it like but now I feel like I'm almost doing it more on entry than I am on exit. With the
Little bit,
tire slot,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the understeer.
Mm.
So it's like, okay, now I gotta fix the entry.
Yeah. Into 130R. Be careful not to apply too much brake.
Here?
Yeah, just slightly less brake and just feel
Okay.
the rotation.
They gave me an X for that.
Don't worry too much about the 130R thing. Ignore it. It is a thing, but I don't want to try and overcomplicate it.
Okay.
I'll show you what I was seeing in the replay at the end as well.
Okay.
But think about it for now.
12.941.
Keep going, just feeling this
We can do this. Come on, Gabe.
understeer, or hopefully not feeling it. Much
See-
closer to the line.
Okay, because that felt really wrong.
Yeah, because you just, I think, carried too much speed on the
Oh,
entry.
okay.
And then it's just, again, it's not that it's a worse line, it's just that you got so used to taking the other line that you were doing the bad line more perfectly, so it seemed faster.
Okay. Nope, that was a bad one.
Not too bad. So it may not necessarily into the heaven have to be a super late apex. Maybe it's like a middle apex. It's certainly a later apex than you were doing. But now that you're thinking about it and you can experiment with like early apex, late apex, all of these things, it's just a case of experimenting and seeing which apex is like the good one or which one brings the most lap time. But
There
you've
we
got to
go.
give each one like enough time to do it correctly, right? Because you could have the situation where you do an early apex really well because you're used to it, and so it appears faster, and maybe it would take 20 laps to do the late apex just as well. But you've got to give it a chance.
Got about 5 laps.
Keep going. So 3 more laps. focus on the driving rather than techniques.
4.83.
I'll be quiet. I'll let you focus. 3 laps.
No, 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 no! That's because I
Yeah,
hit.
don't worry. You're getting really nice rotation. We'll do outlap and we'll still do 3 laps. It's fine.
Okay.
So outlap, 3 laps. It's a shame Suzuka's rolling off the officials tonight, isn't it? Because you're like, if this had been halfway through the week, I'd have said you'll definitely hit the 203s with this. Like, for me, it's a night and day difference in the driving. It's definitely the best your driving's looked so far. Looks really nice, but it's just time is not going to be on your side in terms of doing enough races to make the pace count, you know. But whenever you come to the next track, whenever that is, the pace is still going to be there.
I'm 10-second Tom. I don't know if it will be. That was better.
Just
Trying to get on it early, man. Like,
yeah.
son of. But I'd rather have that problem than the other problem. I think that I feel like that's like, I'd rather rein it in than try to find it.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
I think.
And you know that come the race, you're going to be able to now. Like, you're not spinning really anymore at all, or at least very rarely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more, well, the one thing, but most of it's braking error.
There's that understeer. It's going to come in more quickly, obviously, on the outlap.
Yep.
You've got less available to you.
Yeah. Oh, I should have done that right line then on the outlet. Nope. It's like I'm
But you're spotting it, and you minimise the impact of it by keeping tight to the apex and just kind of hugging the inside until you could then get on power. You didn't hit an early apex and then drift out very early, which is good. There's that understeer again. Good. Yeah, the car's turning so much nicer. Really good. Open up, turning early.
I'm still lost on that. I really am. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, open up. I get it, but I thought that was the wrong line, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'll show you in the stem sheet. We'll do one more lap.
Understeer? Holy shit. I don't.
By not pushing the front tyres over the limit, you are now giving yourself like twice as much corner to potentially overcook it. So it's going to take some time to get used to that, I guess. Like, it's not going to be like you're not expecting to have the possibility of spinning the car
Okay.
in as many places as you. Well, there's more possibility to spin the car in more places now because you're not pushing the front tyres over the limit.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But it'll be faster.
There's good and bad with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you'll get there. I've no doubt.
12.704.
Good. Even though you missed the apex, you didn't push the front tyres over the limit, and you lost barely any time as a result. So you want to work the car over to the right, and then turn in. There you go. There you go. That's the way. You just got to work out how to get that perfect.
Okay.
But that was the best line yet through there. Good.
Fuck, it's all wrong again.
But again, you didn't push the front tyres over the limit. So the amount of time you lost again was minimal. Good.
You can feel it though. It was slow. I don't know. There was something weird about like.
Yeah, you're a little bit under the limit in between the two corners, but again,
Okay.
you weren't pushing the car over the limit. You were keeping the front tyres nicely there. Really good. So that was comfortably into the 204s, and we were saying turn one there was improvement to be had, hairpin there was improvement to be had, the corner onto the back straight there was improvement to be had. So you know, let's finish this lap as well because you're doing good here.
Okay. Oh, I did it wrong again.
That's okay. Yeah, really nice hairpin.
No, son of a bitch! I know I could do a 203, man. God!
You'll be able to. Don't worry. You don't have to do it this lap. You know, park it up there, and I'll explain what happened there. 'Cause what happened there was similar to what is happening a little bit in 130R. Actually, it might be better if you share your screen. So if you go back to the previous lap 130R.
Okay.
I think probably lap
31
yeah,
or 32?
31. Yeah, 31,
okay.
I think. Yeah, 31. Oh, and while I think about it, I've seen on your stream you saved the camera and it never
Yeah.
stays saved, does it? So,
No. Yeah.
So get it to the camera angle you want it to be for chase. And I'll explain why.
Something like
so
that.
Yes, that's good. So it never stays saved because it's a weird, stupid thing with iRacing. If you save the car, it doesn't do anything. You've got to save the track, so you've got to change it each time you go to a new track. So it's save track, and then every time what you call it, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Name doesn't matter. So every time you come back to Suzuka, it will now be fixed. But every time you go to a new track in the Porsche Cup, you're gonna have to do it again.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, bring it through to 130R.
Okay, so now everybody knows that says, hey, my shit's broken. You guys just told me wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, no, take away that way. Yeah.
What I want you to see is that if you pull up that option, so we've got the brake bar and everything as well.
Oh, okay.
Play it forward at half speed.
Oh,
so sorry.
Nope. Yeah, I did it wrong. Yep.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. So watch how the car doesn't turn in, doesn't rotate, and then suddenly it rotates a lot. So no rotation, a lot of rotation very quickly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Play it through again. Just make sure you spot that. So you turn in, but the car doesn't really respond, and then there's a moment where the car does turn in.
Yeah, because I snap it.
Very sudden moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But watch your steering. Your steering isn't going to be. Your steering is going to be nice and smooth.
So it is?
Play it through and watch. Yeah, play it through and watch the steering. Your steering is still nice and smooth. It's not like you snap the steering very quickly. Looks pretty smooth. Or would you say it looks snappy?
No, I feel like I'm snapping it, but if you say it's smooth, I'll keep doing it. But I mean,
Yeah,
maybe I didn't do it that lap, but I feel like I snap it to help.
Maybe you snap it a little bit, but I think the reason why the car snaps is more that if you play it back to the start of the braking zone. Yeah, here, pause, and then play it forward at a quarter speed. So press that twice. I think you over brake slightly and you like push the front tires right to the limit of grip. And then when you drop
70%.
the brake, suddenly you have a lot more front grip. You drop the brake and then you get the turn in. That's what I think's happening. Like it's when you drop the brake, suddenly the front tires aren't so overloaded, and you can turn in really nicely.
Okay.
So play it through one more time and just watch how when the brake drops, that's when the car responds by turning in really nicely. That's why on the earlier lap I was saying don't brake quite so much because it looked like you were overloading the fronts. So just try and watch that the massive turn with the car corresponds with the massive drop with the brake pressure. Maybe it's steering as well. Maybe it's a combination of both. Hard to say, but yeah, just a little bit smoother through 130R, both with the steering and the brakes, will allow you to carry more speed and be a bit more calm through the corner.
I'm braking almost 65%. I want to brake at what 40? You think?
I wouldn't judge it too much on percentages. Just maybe even the initial brake pressure is fine, but just don't be so quick with the trail off the brake. Well, I'll share my screen quickly. So you should be able to see Garage 61.
Yep. Where are we?
It would be the.
There we go.
Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. 90 minutes. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Jesus Christ.
The bottom left one here. Watch stream. Bottom left window. That's the one. So obviously this is a quality setup for the lap we're comparing to, but you see the brake pressure is minimal just to get around. And the difference is you'll be able to carry so much more entry speed.
So he's doing 30%, right? 35%? Okay. 40%?
Not even, like
something
30%,
like that.
30%, yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. Just try the line slightly differently through 130R.
And he brakes earlier. Okay.
Yeah, and all of this braking is just rotation based. He's not really. Well, I mean, he is scrubbing speed off the car. Yeah, fine, he is, but only like 30 kilometers an hour, 20 miles an hour, something like that. And then the final thing, you were getting it spot on. Like the last lap was pretty good. The line through this final part of the S's, so you're the red, and you just always
Yeah. Oh,
overprioritize the
okay.
exit of
Yeah.
this corner.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start out wider,
Okay.
you
Yeah, that feels really wrong. Like it's very sketchy, or I don't know if it's it feels
it's hard
uncomfortable.
because you have
Yeah.
to you don't get to use all of the track on this corner, so you like it probably feels wrong because you're not driving to the exit like you normally would.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just that this will allow you to carry more speed, and just in general through the S's, always work the car as much as you can, like in the mid. So you do the first bunch of S's, and then you've got this one that leads on to the one that we're saying to compromise. You can maybe work the car over like a tiny bit more, so you can open up this corner, which means you can open up this corner, which means you can open up this corner. But
Okay.
don't worry too much about that. The main thing is just this line. Like any time that we've got a bunch of corners and one of them leads on, and the final one leads onto a long straight. I know this isn't a straight, but you don't slow down, so it is a straight. You always want to, generally speaking, prioritize that final corner because it's the one that leads onto the straight. It's the one that you'll carry the exit speed on for the longest, so it's the most beneficial. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, that does. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, gone.
the only thing is, so basically, what I'm doing with the gearing is right. Just kind of, or am I? I don't know if I'm dogging the car by like, or if it's really.
I think I'd be charitable and say I think you're choosing the gear based on whether you feel like it's right. Sometimes maybe you're not quite carrying enough speed, and third gear is better because you'll get more rotation from the engine braking, and you'll get on power more quickly. Other times maybe you've got the corner a little bit better, and fourth is fine. Maybe there's a little bit of maybe you can improve the gearing a little bit somehow.
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 Yeah, I got it, baby. I got it. That's right. Yeah.
Somehow we can work on it later, right, and work out what that needs to be. But by far and away the biggest improver is going to be not pushing the front tires over the limit, and you could see how much more grip you had through all of the corners. It was a matter of time. Maybe I wouldn't try and push it too much tonight. Like if you do more races, don't try and push for that 203 because you may spin out. But in my mind, there's no shadow of a doubt that if you had a week to run this track, you'd be comfortably into the 203s. Pace was looking really nice, and then the other thing is just be aware that when you're having to delay throttle application on the exit, sign that you've apex too early. So experiment through the corners with earlier apexes, later apexes, while still being aware of not pushing the front tires over the limit. And that was really helping you into the hairpin, even when you messed up the line.
Yeah.
Because you weren't pushing the front tires over the limit, you were getting through that corner so much quicker because you just had more cornering, even when the line was wrong. And it will really show up into the slow speed corners because you spend more time in them, right? But yeah, from my side, you smashed this session. I know you probably wanted more of a lap times more quickly, but the main thing is you could tell that the car was giving you more grip, and it was just a matter of time. From my side, best the driving's looked, I'd say so far, and you're really not so far from 2K now. I really do think it's a matter of time.
Okay, and then the one thing I picked up on this is that I feel like I guess it almost feels like I'm sliding the tires on entry sometimes. Does that mean I'm carrying too much speed, or is that
carrying
correct?
Too much speed, but potentially working the front tires too much.
That...
maybe you're carrying too much speed, and then you feel like you need to brake too much. The same feeling that you're looking for in the mid corner where you're not pushing the fronts over the limit. You've got to look for that feeling on entry as well, and it's just a combination of not braking too much and not steering too much. The combination of both of those, right?
Okay.
But the entries didn't look bad to me. It didn't look like you were doing that excessively. But keep working on it if you feel like it is something you're doing.
Okay.
But, yeah, honestly, you're in a good spot, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Any other questions, or all good?
Nope. I'm just gonna work on that, and then we'll go from there. So, well, I do have a last question, but it's not about this.
Go for it.
So, should I just practice the Porsche Cup on whatever, or should I do another car this week? I don't think the track is very good. I just with the up and hills and just kind of whoop, whoop, and
I think you can try another car. I think I'd still say stick with the Porsche Cup, generally speaking, and don't feel like you have to race the other car if you don't feel like you've got to a comparable pace. But if you jumped into something like GT3s next week, they're kind of just an easier Porsche Cup, so you probably would be all right.
it's an
You may even
easier
find-
Porsche Cup.
Yeah, in that you have ABS to help you. You've got more downforce.
Oh,
You don't have to be quite so precise. It's not to say GT3s are easier,
yeah.
but if you're getting too much rotation in Porsche Cup, then you're going to have no problem rotating the car in GT3s, hopefully.
Okay.
So
What's
that
the
would
car I
sort of
should do
suit
then?
us.
Should I do the Mazda 5 or something, or just do
No,
whatever?
I think you should. I think if you want to jump into a different car, I think GT3s are the right place to jump into because it would just be a bit easier potentially.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
up to you. Honestly, like there's not really a wrong choice.
Okay.
But
I'll
just
still do
bear
the
in mind
Porsche
that
Cup
you've
a lot,
been-
right?
Yeah. Just bear in mind that you've driven this car a lot, so if you're not as quickly up to pace in the other cars, there's a reason, and don't beat yourself up about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
All
Okay.
good?
Thank you, sir.
No worries. You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Let me know how it goes as always, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Cheers, man. See you
Feedback.
around.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. All right. That's that. I felt like I was a lot faster. Yeah, GT3s. I felt I just it wasn't like I feel like I was trying to push it. It was just like you said, when you get on the right, I guess, line, it's sketchier, and so it's just there's a different, and the sketchy comes real fast. It's like you just hit ice coming out of your doorstep where you don't. I didn't predict it, like I didn't anticipate it or whatever like that, and I just kind of died. So yeah, I don't know what next week's GT3 track is, so let's go look, and then maybe I'll do that. I kind of nervous about it, but if I can get that, maybe I can get that. I don't know. I really kind of wanted to be the I didn't want to bitch out. I'm not going to do that track. That's just going to kill me. It's going to frustrate me way too much. My skill level isn't there, and the hills are going to break my face schedule. I think this is a shitty track too, but I own it. Okay, so I'll work on this track today, I guess. We'll go from there. All right. Yeah, oh, is it? Okay, I don't even remember this track. So I got to go fire my dentist, and then I'll probably get back on and practice this track here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Like, subscribe. Thank you. And what's today? Monday night? Monday night is messed up league night there, so I don't know what tonight is, but I think it's 8:05. I keep thinking it's 9:05. No, I know it's fun. I'm just saying it's like it's a wacky combo type thing. So we'll do that, and then so if you want to join Midwest Racing League, just message me or something like that. Or for most of you, I think you got it. And then other than that, we'll see you next time. What you got? Are they going to bring back road car racing? Yeah, so we do. So me and James are the one that did the road course racing. James went away for work. I don't know if he's staying there or not. So I think he's planning on coming back. So we're gonna do it. So that's the only reason why it was a hiatus, because I don't know how to do all that league crap. I don't want administration rights. I just don't want that kind of. Yeah. So and then I wanted to do the Porsche Cup, so it all kind of worked out where I thought we were gonna do the Porsche Cup or the what the hell was the other car we're gonna do? The Cadillac or something? We're gonna do something like that, and it all just kind of fell apart. So now, to be fair, the league, this Midwest Fun League, really started as an oval league. That's all they did. So they were really kind of gracious enough and good enough to say, okay, let's try road racing, because me, James, Dylan, Jay, and there was a couple other people all do road. So, and it was just kind of boom, 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 boom. Like everybody kind of joined a week after each other. So it was like, okay, let's do it. And so they didn't even used to race on Monday nights. It was only Wednesdays and Fridays. So we turned Monday night into a road race. And then, like, they like jumpy trucks. I'm not big on jumpy trucks, but they like jumpy trucks and stuff like that. So they're all cool for doing whatever. They really don't care about where they finish for the most part. There's a couple of guys that do, but for the most part, they're just there to talk, to crash, and to kill time till they go to bed. So, I think we're gonna bring it back on Mondays. We're just kind of holding off for James, I guess. So James can kind of manage it because I don't want to. And Dylan's life is too crazy for him to keep managing it. So we'll figure that out there. So 3 more weeks? A month? Something like that. But yeah, so it'll be there. I really honestly wanted to find a Porsche Cup League, but I don't think they exist. So anyway, I'll worry about one thing at a time. I guess I'm going to go crazy and try this track in the GT3 next week or this week here. So I'll mess around with it today. But right now, I got a 12 o'clock appointment. So I will see you guys.